Well, good morning, everybody. Today is the 1st of October, and thank goodness we've reached the end of September, and my regime of wearing shorts is now officially over, which is just as well because we've had one of the chilliest Septembers I can remember. Although in fairness, we are normally on the island of Crete in September, where it is incredibly warm. But anyway, today it is a beautiful day. We've had some horrendous rain yesterday, but it's a beautiful sunny day today. So in the interests of the little series that people are showing of a world without tourism, I thought we would have a day trip down to some of the historic parts of Wiltshire. And when I say historic, I mean prehistoric. To Avebury standing stones, which are the same sort of age as Stonehenge, covering a much larger area, but smaller stones. And within a few miles of Avebury we have Windmill Hill, which is another earthwork. We have Silbury Hill, which is the largest man-made mound in Europe. We have the West Kennet Long Barrow, the Sanctuary, and we will see a little bit of the Ridgeway, the Neolithic road that ran from Dorset to Norfolk. Sun's in my eyes, and I don't think we're going to have time to go down to Stonehenge. That's the popular one with everybody anyway, but if we have time I may pop down to Stonehenge, but it's not easy for me to film down there because they are so sensitive about anybody filming their stones as they see it. In actual fact, the stones belong to all of us. Anyway, that's the plan. I shall be out most of the day, doing a bit of walking. And I've just literally left Tetbury now. That was Tetbury I was driving through. Well, you're now looking through my dirty windscreen. And but we're driving down the main street of Wootton, Bassett, now known as Royal Wootton Bassett. It was giving the recognition of calling it royal after the people, primarily the shopkeepers and business people of Wootton Bassett, decided that they would come out onto the street and pay respect to the British dead from the Iraq and Afghanistan conflicts. Basically, we used to bring those bodies into an airfield that was close by, Royal Air Force Airfield. Now closed because we're not going to have any more wars. So we thought they thought, let's build a housing estate instead. But when they used to bring those unfortunates back to the UK, by the way, I love this little Market Cross building here. Sorry about all the traffic. Basically, people used to shut up their shops and stand out on the street as the hearses went by. I came here one time with my dad. Very moving. As we drive down towards Avebury and its archaeological sites, we're actually driving past, oh, very nice in a 30-mile-an-hour limit. We're actually driving past a number of the Wiltshire white horses, of which I've made a previous video. If you look up Rob Little UK, one word, and Wiltshire white horses, you'll see a white horse video I did with my drones. I was going to take one here at Broadtown, but the sun's in the wrong place, so but we may be able to see the hack pen white horse in a minute, and I'll take a little bit of video with my rather shaky Lumix because I need the zoom on it. Oh, very unusual. British flag flying. You don't often see that in this country. Just driving through Broadhinton. Nice little village. Well, the white horse is over on that hill. Actually, I can just see the outline of it. I'm going to pull in a second and see if I can take a quick video. Well, I have taken video of this white horse a number of times before, but it's not a good day. The horse itself is in shade, the sun is in the wrong place, and we had torrential rain last night, but you can probably see it from here. The best shots I have of it are actually by my drone. Just coming up to the West Kennet Avenue, which is the avenue that leads up to Avebury. You can see the stones at the side of the road now. You look up ahead, you can see the stones laid out here. Which would have been the approach to Avebury village. I'll go in there and take a look. So this avenue of stones leads up to Avebury. And again, the marker stones show where there would have been stones, like this one here. Absolutely amazing, this really. So here we are now in Avebury, and some lovely little cottages here. Including this thatched one. And I'm going to get out and have a little walk around. Church in there. So here we are at Avebury. Anyone who has already done this will find it interesting to see the stones are still here. We're just going to take a walk around the stones and then around the earthwork around Avebury village itself. We need to remember that this is the largest Neolithic circle of stones in Europe. It was built about 5,500 years ago, and nobody is quite sure why, but it was some kind of a meeting place. So as you can see, it's a gorgeous day here. There are people out. We'll keep well away from them, and you can see the line of stones here. Originally there were over 100 stones, but some of them you can see by these markers, some of them have been removed, sadly. You can see here the huge earthwork, circular bank that goes right around the village. We'll see some more of that when the sun is in a better position. But you can see the stones here. I'm going to say that's about 10 feet high. They're not as big as Stonehenge. Some more in the distance over there, look. That one is a little bit taller. I don't know if it's possible to see how tall this is compared with where I am. So I was probably, it's probably about 12 feet, 15 feet high. Amazing. Just got to think back at who brought these things here. Actually, word has it, it doesn't. The stones here and also the ones in Stonehenge, which is only about 20 miles south of here, came from a place not too far away. But they still took some moving. They didn't have any JCBs in those days. Even the molehills are large here. Huh. That took some building, I bet. Just crossing the road here now, where the site is split in two. No doubt risking life and limb by touching all this stuff. What a mad world. Beautiful day with the sun and the clouds, makes it look so nice. It all happens here. This is an interesting one because people sit in there. So I'll go and sit in there just like everybody else has. Okay, so I'm sitting down and find that my seat is wet, as it poured with rain last night. Absolutely torrential. Still, I've done it, as many people I've brought here have. Quite ghostly, the light on it. And then you see a car. So now you can see the trench all the way around. I'm going to walk up these steps here, which are not Neolithic. I'm going to have a walk around the earthwork. You can hear the birds in the background. See those over there? These are rooks. They seem to be occupying the trees behind me. So although this isn't very high, you get a nice view of the village. Church way in the background. Just amazing how this place was developed without destroying all this. Now walking around the top of the earthwork. I mean, this would have been the main level here, and also over here would have been the original level, and they built all this up. God knows where they got the dirt to build this from, because it can't have all just come out of the trench. Somebody will tell me. If you look way in the distance behind that White House there, you can see the other side of the earthwork over there. If you can hear that plane above us, it's the 11:30 flight from Brussels to Newark. Who the hell is on that plane? You tell me. None of my customers, that's for sure. Again, you can see and hear the rooks. In the old days, they used to have rook pie. Doesn't sound very tasty to me. They're basically a crow, a small crow. Here's a couple here. So again, if you look behind those cottages, you can see some more stones and some sheep and the earthwork. It's an amazing place, this. There's somebody over there resting under a stone. I shall zoom this in when I get it home and let's see if we can see anything. This is interesting. Somebody is now trying to prevent us from going through there and walking along the top. You can just see here now the height of this earthwork. Not sure if I'm going to be able to walk across it or not. Here we are again. Lots of evidence of sheep underfoot. I'm now pretty sure this area is COVID only. You can only come into this area if you're self-isolating. I'm keeping well away from these sheep. So, joking aside, they wanted us to keep off of that bank because of erosion, which is fair enough. This is a busy road that cuts through here. But we're back in the area of stones again. Yeah, like I say, busy road. And behind here you have the manor, Avebury Manor, and the church you can see, with the English flag flying. The red cross on a white background. So again, you can see the bank on the right and the trench in the middle, church at the end, and some stones. So here we have a collection of smaller stones, but they are all here, which is nice to see. Some people ahead of me are masking up just in case. They've probably heard about that COVID only area. Can't be too careful. I don't mean to joke, but it is interesting sometimes when you see people driving them around in a car alone with a mask on. So this is now part of Avebury Manor. The buildings behind me are part of Avebury Manor, originally a Benedictine monastery built in the 1100s. It went through various ownership until the National Trust bought it in 1991. Latterly also it was used for the making of a popular TV drama series, comedy series, To the Manor Born with Penelope Keith. Some of you may have watched that. Well, that was actually filmed here. So this is all part of the manor. So this is the manor house itself, sadly closed because of you know what, but isn't it gorgeous? Going back to the 1100s. Here, young man here playing with his owner. Oh. Yeah. The church at Avebury. I'm not sure how old it is, but it's probably nearly as old as the manor itself. A lot of these churches were built in the 1200s. So as I say, this church is flying the English flag. There. This is what a lot of people come to England to see, the thatched cottages. You don't tend to see them in many places. I do like these GoPros, however, there are a number of little glitches, and I think the problem is they're not made in Japan and they're not made in China, but it just hangs. And the only way to deal with it is to pull the battery out. Sounds like the old reboot system on Windows. Midday and all is well. I think I'm going to go into the shop and see if they have any fruit. I may be allowed to have that for a little bit of lunch. This shop is actually run by the people of Avebury. So this is Silbury Hill, and as you can see, it says this is Europe's largest man-made prehistoric mound, constructed over a short period between 2400 and 2300 BC. We don't know why the Neolithic people built it. To put it into some kind of context, this was built 3,500 years ago, at about the time of when Moses roamed the earth. Pretty amazing to think of that, but of course it was built 1,000 years or more after Avebury was built. So Avebury was in existence when they built this. All very strange, but these things, literally Avebury is 2 miles from here, if that. So you can see Silbury Hill in the distance. I've just come through this kissing gate, and I've said to those people down there, no kissing during COVID. the law of England. So we are now in the land of crop circles. And I can remember one time when I came up here to the West Kennet Long Barrow that there was a crop circle right ahead of us in that field. Just appeared there. Aliens. It's extraordinary. Tends to happen in June when the universities come out. You can also see Silbury Hill. This is a very busy road, the A4, once called the Great West Road, and it was the main route between London and Bristol back before the railways existed. Very, very historic road, obviously. Would have taken four days or so to get to London from Bristol in those days. So this is the West Kennet Long Barrow. If you can hear gunfire in the background, don't worry. I think it's just the Proud Boys standing by and doing a little bit of target shooting. Started to rain, just my luck. It's about 100 feet or more long. And this is a 5,500-year-old burial chamber. So this is the West Kennet Long Barrow, and a barrow is a burial place. It's about 5,500 years old, and it contained the bones of about 50 people when it was excavated. Extraordinary. And I've just been sheltering in there, talking to a guy, because it was pouring with rain. But anyway, it was very interesting. I can bring people here if you don't mind a bit of a walk. Didn't think it was going to rain like this.
No.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is wonderful things.
Can see a bit better with the iPhone actually. Apparently 50 people were buried in here, and they reckon they got the bones of 50 people.
Yeah.
Let's hope it doesn't collapse on us.
I always think that when I go in there.
Yeah. Hopefully we weren't supposed to wear a mask. God, it's mad.
As I age.
It's raining. See Silbury Hill over there. I mean, it's just amazing to walk down over this landscape where people 5,000–6,000 years ago were tramping around, building stuff here and there. extraordinary, including the hill over there. And then we've had the aliens land in the field here. Amazing. Hang on a minute. No, hang on a second. All right. Hang on. So here's a view of the Silbury Hill, right next to the A4. I know I've only rung. I'm trying to talk on my video.
Oh, I see.
And you can be heard as well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So there's a view of Silbury Hill behind the cows, right next to the main London road. Now, what do we have here? Looks like it's some kind of a challenge. Go no further, ye shall not pass. Well, we will pass, won't we? Hello. What are you and your mates doing then? Another couple up here. The only thing is, he's got his backside pointing in the direction that I'm walking past. That would be unfortunate, wouldn't it? But no doubt hilarious for anybody having to watch. No, thank you. Oh yes, this is a... Look at these two. My goodness. Hello, boys. I think it's boys. This area here is known as the Sanctuary, and that was built around 3,000 years BC. Nobody is sure what it was built for. Initially it was wooden posts, which eventually became stone posts. And oh, thank you, Mr. Sun. And it was people have wondered whether it was a dwelling place for somebody important. There are a lot of bones have been found here, and food remains. So the suggestion is it may have something to do with burial rites or something. We are only just half a mile or so from the West Kennet Long Barrow, and this leads to West Kennet Way, which goes up to Avebury. Right in the middle of that shot there is where we've just been, the West Kennet Long Barrow. So everything is really close together here. Just over the top of those trees you can see Silbury Hill, and up there more mole hills. Up there I can see the stones leading up to Avebury. Just zooming in so as you'll be able to see something, but it won't look very clear. Now this all these places are adjacent to a ancient Neolithic road called the Ridgeway, which connected the English Channel at Dorset, in Dorset, with Norfolk, the North Sea at It goes way up across the country, and this would obviously have been used by ancient peoples as a, I hesitate to use the word thoroughfare, but I'm going to just see if I can drive just a little bit of it. You can actually walk the Ridgeway. It goes down here and I can see it going up across that field way in the distance. This would be a prehistoric mound of some kind, of the kind that you see at Stonehenge. I'm not sure quite how close the Ridgeway runs to Stonehenge. Or people can drive it in four-wheel drives, or motorcycles, or horses even. Not supposed to come up here today really, but I'm just going to go a little way. So this is the Ridgeway, following the path of the ancient road built by Neolithic people. They weren't so daft. They knew what they were doing, I think. Been up here before, and I'm not in my van, but it wouldn't be a good idea to come up here in the van, and it's not really a very good idea to come up here in the car either. So I am going to turn round. Looks like I have no choice but to turn round. We pulled that across. 1st of October, you can't go. Thou shalt not pass. So that's it for today. Another little tour of Wiltshire's prehistoric sites. As we drive back through Avebury again, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll think of something else to do before long. Do let me know if you've enjoyed the video, and send a comment, and subscribe to my channel, please.